Edenart Group.
Edenart Group. Okay. Why does Unlimited Auto Wash and the Edenart Group care so deeply about being environmentally certified sustainable?
Well, let's take my company, Edenart Group, off the table. One would say we're biased because we're in the business of doing this. So
Sure.
let's talk about organizations around the world. We're a global company. We serve clients in all industries, not just obviously the car wash industry. And let's sort of like take it through its steps. A company that cares about the environment and just wants to do the right thing for the environment. They can do internal projects at the company and thank you very much. Wonderful. As long as they don't choose to talk about those or say that they're environmental or sustainable or eco or anything green for financial gain, then they can do things internally and everything's good. They don't need a certification. So then let's move to the second tier, and that's financial gain. We know that 7 out of 10 consumers will leave their existing vendor for a company that they believe is sustainable. We know that certified sustainable companies are growing up to 20 times faster than their non-certified peers. So the business community knows this. They know that consumers want them to show that they're environmentally friendly. It's a whole lot easier just to say you're doing something than to actually do something. So the second step is, frankly, to misrepresent, to lie, to what we in the industry call greenwashing, which is representing that you're a green or environmental company without really being so. You can do things like, we self-certify. Tomorrow I can decide to be an astronaut and I can give myself a little star and say that I'm an astronaut. So you can do stuff like that. You're taking risk because you'll probably be exposed someday, but short term, you could represent, you can take advantage of this market demand without committing the time, right? But why would a company commit the time? It's a third piece. They care about the environment. They want to talk about it. They want the benefit of it, but they also see themselves as a leader. When we look at all of our clients around the world, they are doing this because they see their organization as a leader in whatever industry they're in, and they want to say to their peer group, here's something that you can do too. Here's a global standard. It's respected. It's something that everybody can follow. Join us. So why does Unlimited Auto Wash do this? Why do our other clients do it? They care. They want the financial benefits, and they also see themselves as a leader, and they want others to follow them.
Awesome. Very insightful on just the first question. Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about the process of this. What does the process involve when getting the Edenart Group ISO 14001 certification?
Yeah, the Inner Group 14,001. So,
14.
so the ISO 14001 is the world's largest, most respected environmental sustainability standard. It's bigger than all the other programs added up. But it's a big one. It's a big, big standard. What we did was we took that and we simplified it down to deploy to small to mid-sized enterprises. And we have 6 forms. And we do the vast majority of the work for our clients. If you would call Kevin and you would ask Kevin, how much work did your team do versus how much work did the Edenart team do? I think it would be very heavy on the Edenart Group side. And we recognize that small to mid-sized businesses, they don't have a staff person just sitting around waiting for a project. I mean, everybody is, capped out, right? So if we want to give them a way to have the world's top standard. We need to simplify this from obviously money, but also time commitment, so it's achievable for them. So we take 6 forms. We have the same 6 forms every time. We help the client through those 6 forms. We get from start to finish very quickly. Boom, boom, boom. So we can get them to where they need to be without pain and suffering on their part.
Awesome. Talking a little bit more about unlimited auto wash, how does the company satisfy its certification obligations while operating its car washes?
So that takes us back to those 6 forms. One of those 6 forms is their project list, the the sustainability projects that they have chosen to do this year. And we made that list at the end of last year. And so for 2024, Unlimited Auto Wash basically has, if you will, marching orders that it has agreed to, that it put on the table. We said, okay, fine. And so there are things that they will do throughout the year to achieve these sustainability goals. And every company is different. So every company has a different list. And so their job, and we help them throughout the year, and we're constantly there available and helping them work through. And so their job is to see these projects through. And Unlimited had, I don't know, 6 or 7 different projects that they had that they were working on throughout the year. Now we're at the end of the year. Our job, and they're finishing 2024 and they're preparing for 2025 as the press release says. Our job is to audit their 2024 projects, make sure that everything was done, and see the results of those projects, and then work with them on the 2025 list of things that they're going to do. So we're at the same point we were last year, where we looked at, of course, last year was their first year, but we look at the projects, and then we put together a list going forward. So every client that we've had, every client that we've ever certified has renewed every year. We have a 100% client renewal rate. So every year, every client has to make a decision. Do I want to do this again? Or is this something we really want to do again because we see value? And so far, that should say something.
Sure. Yeah. Big retention rate for environmentally friendly practices. I think that's a good thing for all your companies that you work with. Um, Going a little bit broader in the car wash industry, how can other car washes ensure they're using environmentally friendly practices? Does it just involve that certification? Is there anything else? What would you say would lead to more environmentally friendly practices, I guess?
I think that takes us back to the first topic we had, and that is an organization, car wash or any organization, can choose to to execute environmental practices in its business. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Great. You don't need a certification to do that. You've just chosen to do it because it's the right thing to do for the environment and the way you view your company and how it should be run. Perfect. However, the minute you start talking about that, the minute you want the consumer to know you're doing something good, because you know the consumer will drive past that other car wash to go to your car wash if you say you're a green car wash, well, then you've stepped into that decision of, do we cheat or we do it the right way? And if you see yourself as a leader, you're going to do it the right way, and you're going to become environmentally certified sustainable, because that's what the world views as the way you can talk about. You are sustainable not because you've determined it, but because you've met the requirements of a standard. There's a standard out there that is recognized, that's globally accepted, and if you follow that, whether you take a CPA exam or a bar or whatever you do, if you meet that requirement of that industry, i.e., in our world, the sustainability standard, then you are certified and you can say you're sustainable or environmentally sustainable under that standard, within the parameters of that standard. If you aren't certified under a standard, you can't talk about it. You can't say we're environmental. We can't say we're eco. We can't say we're green.
Awesome. I think that's an important point too. I remember seeing when you sent the email about this press release we're talking about, like greenwashing being a big deal. Yeah, it's good to have the peace of mind, I guess, even on both sides, as like a car wash operator or a customer. Like you're not getting lied to and as the customer, and you're not lying as the operator. So it's just
So
a good way to
here's
cover
what
all the
here's what
bases.
you're going to see. A number of countries have already instituted compliance.
Right.
They have recognized this monstrosity that is greenwashing. The business community sees what the consumer wants.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we got studies showing, 70%, over 70% of CEOs admit that their company is greenwashing. If over 70% admit that they're greenwashing, what's the real number? Is it 80? Is it 90%? So the business community is out there misrepresenting their achievements. And the courts, the governments, activists are all stepping in and saying, we got to clean this up. So the governments are now saying you got to be certified under a globally respected standard, and you got to be third party verified. Some third party has got to verify that you did all the things that you claimed you did. You can't just say we're
Sure.
certified. You got to have them both, right? So some businesses are saying, well, our government doesn't yet have that, so we don't need to follow it. We're only going to become certified, verified when forced. Okay, fine. They're not leaders.
Right.
they're followers, right? So
Exactly.
those that lead are going to be out there in front doing things the right way, raising the bar, because that's what leaders do. And that's who we want to work with, because those are the kinds of companies that renew every year because they are doing it the right way. We don't want a company that's just trying to get in just to make a couple bucks and then gets out of Dodge. There's a reason, and that is because they're a leader.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me stop